On Time by John Milton is a 22-line, single-stanza poem which follows a consistent pattern of alternating groups of 4 lines. At its full length the lines follow the rhyming pattern of A B A B C D D C E E F F G G H H I I J K K J. A reader should note that while Milton uses a variety of ending sounds in this work, he has chosen to repeat each one. This is in an effort to make sure the poem is unified in its structural sounds, but also varied in how that structure appears. Summary of On Time. On Time by John Milton describes the one element of human existence which must be extinguished for a truly utopian world to exist. The speaker begins this piece by directing his words to time. This entity is the one which the speaker believes is the most troubling for humans. He wishes that it would speed up, consume all the negativity in the world, and then destroy itself. If this could happen, the human race would finally be happy. There would no need for vain wants or desires, all people would find eternal life. In the concluding lines the speaker makes clear that the life humans would now be living would be as if God had come to earth. All would be in heaven, having conquered death, time, and chance. Analysis of On Time by John Milton. Lines 1 to 4. Fly envious time, till thou run out thy race, call on the lazy leaden-stepping hours, whose speed is but the heavy plummet's pace, and glut thyself with what thy womb devours. Milton's speaker begins this piece by addressing the force which is the main subject of the poem, time. It is clear from the first line that the speaker is going to be considering time as an entity with its own abilities and means of determination. The poet has chosen to capitalize the word time, to highlight this fact. In On Time, time is not something that just happens to everyone, but something that acts upon everyone. The first thing he asks of time is that it fly. He is clearly unhappy with the way that it influences the world, and he spends the rest of the poem spelling out why this is, and what he would have time do. The next lines describe what the speaker desires. He wants time to fly, or move quickly, to the end of its race. He asks that it call on the hours of life which pass slowly, and speed them up. The world has been progressing at a heavy pace, as if plummeting endlessly towards the ground. The final line of this section concludes by telling time that it should glut itself until it is full. He hopes that with the speeding up of days, that it will take all that it can take until its womb is full. Lines 5 to 8. Which is no more than what is false and vain, and merely mortal dross, so little is our loss, so little is thy gain. In the next set of 4 lines the speaker makes clear to his readers, and to time, why he hopes that it will eat all it can eat. If it does as he asks, it will have taken all that is false and vain, and merely mortal dross. Humankind will lose things by this great devouring, but they are not things of any real worth. They are only what is fake and worthless, the worries of a mortal race. As if to taunt time, the speaker continues on to say that after it has done this, humans will have lost so little. There is nothing for humankind to fret over, just as there is little time has gained by this act. Time can take nothing from the world which is truly worth keeping. Lines 9 to 12. For when as each thing bad thou hast entombed, and last of all, thy greedy self consumed, then long eternity shall greet our bliss with an individual kiss. In lines 9 to 12 the speaker proceeds to the end of his great plan. There is a happy ending in sight for humanity once all his plans have come to pass. There will be a future world, after time has entombed every bad thing on the earth and has nothing left to eat but its own greedy self. All people will live in long eternity and bliss. There will no longer be the pressure of time passing, and instead each individual person will be greeted with an individual kiss of welcome from eternity. It is clear that the speaker considers time a corrupting force and that without it, humans would return to a state of being that was not bound in by wants. Lines 13-18. And joy shall overtake us as a flood, when everything that is sincerely good and perfectly divine, with truth, and peace, and love shall ever shine about the supreme throne of him, most happy making sight alone. The poem has reached its climax in this section as the speaker comes to his main points about what should be important in life. Once the earth has been cleared of the influence of time, the new entity of joy shall overtake the human race like a flood. All previous depressions and negative thoughts and experiences will be swept away permanently. The new most powerful elements in the world will be everything that is sincerely good, and perfectly divine. Nothing will be without grace, nor will the world lack truth, and peace, and love. These elements of the new earth will shine out everywhere. The speaker continues on to state that all this will be oriented around God and the supreme throne. The sight of all of this goodness will only bring on more joy and happy-making moments. Lines 19 to 22. When once our heavenly guided soul shall climb, then all this earthly grossness quit, attired with stars, we shall forever sit, triumphing over death, and chance, and the time. The final section of the poem states that all that was spoken of above will only happen when our heavenly guided souls will leave this earth and go into the stars. The narrator of this poem is hoping that, through the purging of unhappiness, a heaven-like world will come to exist earth. The speaker has been edging time forward in an attempt to sooner meet with God, but not in death, in life. At that point, when humankind is with God, they will have conquered everything. Heaven will have came to earth with no need of death. There will be no chance to fear, or more importantly, time to worry over.